Hello, welcome to the first ever episode of Cantripped. I am Jamie. I will be the DM and host of our campaign today. I'd like to introduce you to my party.
Hello. Hi, my name is Art. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm playing Furin.
Hi, my name is Connor. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Dan, or Diaxtrical.
Hi, my name's Beck. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm playing Rowan.
Hi, my name's Ven. I'm playing Nephus, and my pronouns are he, they.
Alright, just want to cut in real quick. I hope you are excited to get into the first episode of Cantrip, but I have a couple things I want to let you know before you head in. I want to make sure you're not in the dark on this world as we are beginning to explore it, so I just want to let you know some things. This campaign will take place in a country that is comprised of 4 large kingdoms. Now, some things about each of these kingdoms are that each of them have chief exports, races that are most common within their walls, and individual political gains and things like that. These 4 kingdoms are Estelira, Vuin, Macarin, and Cruivia. Estelira is a kingdom comprising mostly of Fey folk. They are the only kingdom with access to the Feywild, and also the only kingdom with very hard-set borders set up. Though these people are free to travel to and from the kingdom freely, outsiders do not often travel in unless invited in for a specific purpose. Their chief exports are in trade magic and resources that come from the Feywild, especially oak songwood, briar sheep, things like this that they have cornered the market on. Vuin is a kingdom comprising mostly of elves. Their royal family is the longest lasting to be seen in any of these kingdoms, and generally their main exports are luxury items and artisanal goods. There is a lot of wealth in this kingdom. It is also the largest kingdom out of the 4, due mostly to the fact that there is a lot of farmland within the bounds of this kingdom. And additionally, this kingdom is home to one of the largest and most prestigious university in any of the kingdoms. It holds many courses for magic as well as just general studies. My 3rd kingdom is Macarin, my draconic kingdom. Now, the only dragonborn folks in any of the kingdom are the royal family on the throne in Macarin, but the gates of this kingdom are home to many other races such as orcs, kobold, minotaurs, and other generally scary-looking folk. Their chief export is ores and earthen goods, and they have the most extensive mines of any of the kingdoms. And my last kingdom is Cruivia, the human kingdom. Now, they do have a very large population, that's what they have going for them, and for generations, the human royal family and higher-ups in this kingdom have been employing orcs from Macarin as their guards and soldiers. Cruivia has the most balanced economy. They prefer to produce a lot of their own resources within their own borders, and this is the only kingdom with borders to the deep jungles on the outsides of the kingdom. Now, I know that was a lot of information all at once. I'm not expecting you to have it memorized or anything. Just to recap, this first session will be taking place in Vuin, a kingdom made up mostly of elves. It's a very prestigious and fancy kingdom, one might say. So just keep that in mind as you're heading into this session. I'm sure everything else will be explained along the way. Okay, let me set the scene a little bit as we get started. So, our topic is the coronation of a new king to the throne of Vuin, the Elven Kingdom. This is a very, once-in-a-lifetime experience, especially just because elves live so long, so generations of other races will go by before a new heir to the throne is chosen. People will receive specific invites if you are a higher-up and you are specifically invited to the party, but generally, it takes place in the entire center of the city of the Vuin Kingdom, so anyone can join the party. It's a big celebration. It's a big coming together point for all of the races and all of the kingdoms coming together. So, that's very fun. We got a big party. The space where the party is right outside of the castle gates. There's a large park area that is typically for a lot of vendors to set up. A lot of shows will take place. There's a big amphitheater in the center of this park, huge amphitheater, and then there is tons of grassy space around it. The party is so big it fills up all this area and extends into the nearby streets. There are lots of businesses in these streets that will have limited hours or shut down hours on this day, or have been preparing for this day for a while. Most of the time they'll just set up other vendor stalls in the main area. Our time of day it is starting to get towards evening. The place is starting to fill up. Performers are starting to set up in their areas. There's lots of different spots where street performers are taking an opportunity of the crowd. Lots of vendors miles and miles of buffet tables, and then there are several bands set to play on the amphitheater stage as we get ready to go into the ceremony itself. Quick question to ask each of you. Where would your character find yourself in a party like this? Would you be on the dance floor mingling, in the pit? Would you be checking out performances, dining on food? Where would you find yourself in a party like this?
I have to go first. I think Kieran is probably like hanging on the outskirts, if not outside, but like probably inside, but like along the wall, shuffled in a corner kind of vibes.
Awesome.
I think Diakthrakil is probably in the pit, honestly.
Rowan's not watching a performance. She's one of them, baby. she's hanging out on the side of the road with her lute. Like, whoever wants to listen to her play stuff is gonna hear it.
Nephus is probably not in the center of the action, probably looking for any free food that he can find, but also trying to enjoy himself. You don't see this kind of celebration often at all, in fact. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. That is kind of exactly what I had in mind for all of you as well. So I'm glad I've got a read on you that much, at least. That's good. With that in mind, I'm going to start out with Rowan here.
Hey.
Hey. So, the crowd is starting to get a little thicker. Lots of people are starting to flood in. The initial performers are probably starting to take a break, so you're looking out for a spot for a crowd that you could, kind of take advantage of, look for a spot to perform. And as you are doing so, you're taking a lap around the back of the amphitheater stage, past where like a stage door or a backstage area entrance would be. And as you're walking past, one of these doors bursts open, and out storm two band members, presumably coming from out the backstage of the thing, and they are just screaming obscenities at each other, yelling so loudly they scare half of the people that are walking past. A crowd starts to stare. They're yelling. One of them does not have an instrument in their hand. The other one has a lute, and they're very upset. One of them just screams, "You're out the band! We don't even need you! We can perform without you!" And the other one goes, "Well, fine!" And he slams his lute on the ground. It shatters into a million pieces, and he storms off into the crowd. Roll insight for me real quick.
Where's...
Insight is wisdom, so make sure you add your wisdom modifier.
That's a +0, so...
12! Alright. You can't get a read particularly on how this musician is feeling, but you do notice that he pauses for a second before heading back inside, and there is a look of fear on his face.
Congratulations, you fired the guy you definitely needed.
The band who's about to go on stage does not have a lute player. What are you gonna do about it?
See, I'm trying to figure out, I'm thinking in my brain, would she take advantage of this, or would she, stick to a smaller crowd, considering what this event is? But I also don't want to wreck the story you have so clearly set up for this.
No, dude, what do you mean? That's your job. You can do whatever you want.
True. I'm a player. My one goal is to destroy the DM's life. I see where you're going with this, and I choose to veer
My life
left.
goal is to torment Jimmy.
Connor, stop turning everyone against me. This is only session 1. You can't be submitting propaganda already, alright?
It's our job to torment you.
That's the job of a player. You know what? I think she would do that. I think it would be kind of funny. Set up right there and just start playing outside of the place where this guy just got fired.
You're gonna set up for your own audience just in front of this guy? This is the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll performance for me.
Alright.
It's your charisma modifier.
I do have under skills, I have a +5 to performance. Do I add that onto this?
Yes.
Okay, then I got a 15.
Okay, yep. All right, so you set down your loot case and presumably some coin collection dish and begin to play your own song. I will say you don't read the room horribly well. You play a very angry song that very fits the mood of the fight you just saw. It does not lighten the mood at all.
Fantastic.
The crowd who has formed to watch the outburst of these two band members just kind of stares on. After a moment, one of them comes up and drops a couple coins in your case.
Hell yeah.
Just in kind of shock or pure awe at the guts here. Let me roll here real quick. Oh, okay. This band member, after a moment of where the shock has clearly not worn off of the situation he's in, just immediately has a new outlet for his anger. He just storms up to you, kicks your loot case over, and is like, "Really? This is how you want to play it? Really? This is what you're gonna do?"
I mean, you attracted a crowd. I'm gonna take advantage of it.
He is about to take a swing at you, and then
Yeah, I bet.
and then what you said hits him, kind of sinks in. He looks around at the crowd and just decides not to. He's like, "Well, fine, okay. I really need a lute player, as you're obviously aware of.
Mm-hmm.
You can have some of the cut from the gig. Will you please play with us?"
Oh, well, yeah, sure. I hadn't thought about that. But sure.
God, smooth. Just give me a general charisma check, just for how that
Okay.
comment comes off.
Oh god. I do have, if I'm remembering correctly, I should have decent. Yeah, I have +3 charisma.
Oh.
6. That's with the modifier 6.
Some of the crowd laughs at your comment a little, and the band player bristles a little bit, but manages to keep his cool. And just fishes around in his bag for a couple of sheets of sheet music and just shoves them at you and marches backstage without saying any more words to you.
Thanks.
Now that we've had a proper introduction to Rowan, will you give us a little description of your character here?
Sure. So, I would love to. So, Rowan is a human bard. Oh man, this isn't a visual medium. I can't just send the picture of what I made for her in Baldur's Gate because I ran to Baldur's Gate the second Jamie was like, "Yeah, you can be level 1."
The Baldur's Gate customization menu.
The Baldur's Gate customization menu. But yeah, she's on the shorter side. She's got red curly hair, green eyes, very very cute, freckles, the whole vibe. She's a traveling bard, and she just she's not famous in any way, but she's also kind of cool with not being famous. Like, she just kind of floats from town to town wherever her feet decide to take her, and whatever coin she makes is what she lives on. She makes just enough to get by, and that is totally cool with her. And so that's Rowan.
Awesome. All right. So presumably you follow a band member backstage, right?
Fine. Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay. All right. So you follow them backstage. Take a glance over at the sheet music. First thing you notice, it's not extremely complicated.
Perfect.
You will be able to play it easily. Backstage, you are introduced to the rest of this band. There are 3 more band members. Jeddah is the only other female in this band. She has some sort of little drum. All 3 of them are human, by the way. Middle-aged humans, probably a little bit older than you, but not significantly.
Oh yeah, I should probably say she's like probably 25 or something.
Yeah, they're gonna be like late 20s, early 30s, around there. They introduce themselves as Jeddah, Benedict, and Rolf. Rolf is the angry one who you met outside. The other 2 seem a little bit fed up with Rolf, but generally are just ready to perform probably the biggest gig that they've had so far in their career. So the band starts warming up. The other two that you meet are much more friendly. They warm up to you a little faster, and generally,
Great.
yeah, you start warming up for this performance.
Can I ask them what the hell just went down?
Yes. You do so, and Jeddah and Benedict take a really sharp look at each other. Jeddah gives you a quick shake of her head.
Okay, that tells me everything. No,
And
yeah.
Rolf is like, I don't think that's much of your business, is it?
I'll just shrug. Go, all right, whatever you say. Go back to
Okay,
warming up,
perfect.
I guess.
All right.
I mean, she's spunky, but she's not dumb. If two people are like, don't do it, she'll be like, okay.
All right. Perfect. All right. I will leave Rowan there for just a moment. I'm going to jump over instead to Nephus. Nephus, you are surveying this party, kind of keeping an eye out. You were nervous at first approaching, but as the crowd starts to fill up, the excited energy is beginning to get to you, and now you're very excited heading into this party. And the first thing you notice is that there is an exorbitant amount of food at this party, like buffet tables, tons and tons of market stalls. What are you in the mood for? We have to acknowledge the
fried
fried
rice.
rice bit, alright? Listen, all of us are eating fried rice right now. You gotta get fried rice.
I haven't got my fried
Me
rice
neither,
IRL
but we're eating it in
at my
spirit.
desk. You know what? I'll make it my mission to at a later date find some fried rice, but not today. I think Nephus is...
The fried rice is on the back burner.
No, I think Nephus is gonna aim for anything sweet. Where am I going to have to do any rolls for this? Do I have to look specifically for any desserts, pastries, anything like
Yeah,
that?
you know what?
Can I have a little
Give me an
look around?
investigation check to find exactly the little sweet treat you're looking for, alright?
Oh, yippee! Okay, hold on. Get my dice out. I definitely know what I'm supposed to be rolling here. I'm rolling a d20, right? I'm
Yeah,
not
investigation is
stupid.
your
Yeah.
intelligence modifier.
Aho! Hold on. 14 plus 2, 16.
16? Yep, alright. You are quickly able to locate, you know, in cartoons when, like, the pie smell is wafting and the characters float to the pie?
Yeah.
That's what you do on your way over to the dessert table. It is one of the many buffet tables. Yeah, you come up to this buffet table, and there is about every single sweet you could imagine. There's a whole section of different pies, cookies, cakes, candies, things you've probably never seen before, laid out in front of you.
Ooh, that's a delight. All right.
What are you looking for?
Well, considering background, there's not many things Nephus is, like, at this table probably had before. Have we got any cinnamon rolls, any sort of that in that direction?
Yes, absolutely. There's like an end of the table that is colder desserts, like you'd find like puddings and ice creams and sherbets and stuff like that, and then the other end of the table is the warm stuff. So you'd probably find some cinnamony dessert, if not a roll, something similar, on the other end of the table, warming. Is that what we're going for?
Yeah, I think that's what we're going for. Is there anyone around? Do I need to ask for this?
There... You're kind of in, like, a very long train of, buffet tables. There's a couple other people filling up plates at the tables, but no one you can see immediately nearby.
Okay. I'm going to very quietly and sneakily, I suppose, just grab a plate of the cinnamon rolls and
Okay.
just kind of put them into my bag.
Roll stealth.
Oh, okay. Simples. 14.
Ooh, okay.
Oh no! That noise?
You are putting the cinnamon rolls away, and as you are turning to leave, you hear someone shout from behind you. It goes, "Hey, you need to pay for that."
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I turn. What am I looking at? Who am I looking at?
There
actually?
is a tall elven woman with curled black hair. She has green eyes. She's very stern looking, standing behind the counter. She has like a chef's uniform on. So
Oh.
she was over towards like another table, kind of bent over something. But in your attempt to steal, you failed to notice her approaching.
Oh my god. Okay. How am I gonna play this?
The stress immediately.
I'm gonna keep up my polite exterior whilst also being quiet. How do I do that? Okay. I've totally got this. I looked over and I go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, I already paid for this. What do you want me to pay twice? I don't think that's how that works.
Where's your
actually."
buffet pass? You have to pay for the buffet pass, and then you get access to the buffets. Where's your pass?
Okay. I'm out of character. I'm looking at my pockets. What have I got? Okay, I'm sorry, Chief. It's not looking too good for me. Neff kind of like makes a relatively big show of patting his pants down and all of his pockets, going, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I must have dropped it. You believe me, right? I truly had. I did have one. I seem to have misplaced it. I'm so sorry."
Okay, roll me a persuasion or a deception roll.
Nat 20.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
No way! I want the picture.
Said proof.
That's Nat 20 of the show.
I promise it's a Nat 20.
I'm kidding. All right.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
her arms are still crossed. She very clearly wants to argue with you about it. But as she looks around, people are starting to look over. She doesn't want to cause a huge scene. She doesn't know who you are, so she just decides to let it go. She's like, "Okay, but
Yes.
that is all you get. Don't go back to this buffet, or else I will have to call someone."
All right. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that all of this has occurred. I'll see myself out. Thank you so much. Like lots of apologies. He's kind of like ducking his head a little bit, and doing a tiny little bow of like respect. And then he kind of, where is my nearest exit? Where am I running?
You are kind of like backed into a little kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? There's like a little bank of all these tables. So it's a wide open space where the party's taking place. You can just go in the direction away from her and disappear into the crowd.
Awesome. I'm gonna do just that.
You
I'm
are
going to
trying to like turn
shuffle
and scurry away.
Yeah, I'm
Alright.
scurrying.
Now that we have a little introduction to your character, will you give us a little bit of a physical description? Some information?
Yes, I will. Okay. If you were to take a bit of a look at Nephus, you would see a sea elf. Very long hair, very plain looking clothes, shoulder bag, not much going on. Nice blue eyes, very nice long hair, you know. Seems relatively well kept and regular looking.
I can't believe you plagiarized Fable SMP.
Hey, it's me, everyone. It's me, Ulysses from Fable SMP. God, it's every time we create characters, I feel like we all talk in circles, and this is the outcome. I've stolen Connor's other character. How dare I? can't believe I plagiarized. I'm so sorry. Notes app apology right now. I promise you.
All right. As you are kind of backing away from the table, trying to quickly get away, you run directly into someone you hadn't noticed behind you, who seemed to have been watching this interaction that you just had. Connor, would you like to give us a little introduction, a little description of your character here as you collide with Nephus?
Sure. So, Diaxarkiel is a half-orc. He's pretty tall, a little over 6'2". He's fairly lean for an orc, typically, with kind of long, slicked-back, dark hair, and tusks.
Nephus runs directly into Daniel. Carry on.
I would also like to add to my description, Nephus is around 5'11", so he would have probably, if we're running straight into Daniel, I'd say probably accidentally headbutted him in the collar and bonked his head and went, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, excuse me." And Nephus is kind of gonna try and sidestep him and keep going, because he doesn't want to start too much conflict after what he just did, so he's going to attempt to sidestep Daniel and go around.
I think that was probably going to, pretend to kind of do that thing where he's, stepping back and forth out of the way, trying to go around Neff, but is just failing at it. He's intentionally kind of putting himself in front of Neff while pretending to not to. I go, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have. I should have been looking where I was going. A lot of people around.
Oh yes, of course. I'll get out of your hair. But actually, quickly, can I roll perception to see if Neff would pick up on what he's trying to do?
Yeah, I'll have you guys just roll against each other. Then roll perception, and Daniel roll deception. I don't know why I called one of you by your name and one of you by your character's name. It's a little bit weird.
I've rolled a 16.
And mine was deception, sorry, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
15.
I was not. Wait. I got distracted immediately. Who won? Hold on.
I won by 1.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you're not quite sure. You have a sneaking suspicion that something that he's being a little weird, but you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You're not going to be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" But but you're pretty sure he's being weird.
Yeah, Nephus knows there's something up and that the body language is a little bit off, but he's just gonna go, "Okay, you have a lovely day," and he's gonna continue going toward the exit. But he'll attempt to remember this half orc that he's headbutted accidentally.
Okay. At this point, the next band will be ready to come out and play on the amphitheater stage. So, Rowan and her new friends will take the stage here in a moment. They're kind of
friends being an operative word.
Friends in quotes. Will take the stage here. There's kind of a flash of lights around the area as a new band takes stage. You guys will find yourself kind of on the outskirts of the amphitheater seats, not in any of the actual seats, but the tables and food and other performers kind of go around the amphitheater space, if that makes sense. So the two of you find yourself on the outskirts. As another band takes place, you can see there's a magical projection in the air above the amphitheater that kind of shows what's happening on the stage and plays the music at an amplified rate. So a lot of people in the surrounding area can see what's happening on the stage, even if you're not in the seats that have a in-person view of the stage. But yes, the music is beginning to play. It's beginning to get a little bit darker. Art, are you prepared for me to jump into an introduction of your character?
Yeah.
And are you okay if I drag you into the secrets VC for a moment here?
Okay.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal you. We'll be right back. Okay.
Here now.
I'm gonna have to drag you in here a lot today. I'll let you know, or quickly have everyone else deafen or whatever ends up being most efficient. Just because I don't want to out any of your secrets, but they're kind of intertwined with the day. Cool. So you are in the gates of the castle. You know that they're set up specifically for this event. There is kind of a tunnel that has access to the amphitheater, because the amphitheater stage is where the main event of the evening will be happening. But you are kind of lurking. You've already been informed that you won't be on stage for the event. It's just your parents, your brother, and the current queen, your grandmother, will be going on stage. But you are kind of lurking, trying to find a good time to sneak out into the festivities to, get a look at what's going on. But as you are kind of sneaking around, you go through the best exit to get out into the festivities through the gates, goes right past the room where you can hear your brother kind of talking, muttering to himself, in this prep kind of dressing room that's been set up for him. The door is ajar. You can't immediately make out anything he's saying, but he is in there talking.
Can I try to lean up to the door as sneakily as possible?
Yep. Roll stealth for me. Roll stealth.
Okay. Okay. Oh, not that bad. 17.
All right, that'll do. He's mostly you can hear him just basically trying to talk himself up. He's like, "Okay, you got this. Deep breaths. Everything's fine. You're ready for this. You've been preparing for this. It's time to shine." And just kind of talking himself up, preparing for it.
I think my little guy will maybe push open the door a little bit and make myself known, my little guy. I guess maybe I could describe myself here.
Yep, if you would like.
Okay. Kieran is Kieran's a little guy. He's got a hood up over his head, a lot of dark blues and teals, but pretty plain in clothing, kind of brown skin that's pretty warm, and you can see little tufts of kind of mid-brown hair, big old blue eyes, just massive.
A beanie baby looking ass.
Yeah,
over here. All right.
if eyes are fully open, they are big. They're seeing so much. And they're pretty small. I think 5'5", 5'4", a little guy. And kind of peek in oh, I gotta find a character voice now.
I am horrible at accents. You will never catch me doing an accent. Therefore, you never have to feel bad for not doing one.
Yeah, so Kieran's gonna peek in and just very gently poke head in it's going to go well.
He jumps visibly. You can see Aurelius kind of shift, kind of go back into an almost performance mode as he straightens up and turns around. He goes, "Oh, hi."
Hi. You seem nervous.
I mean, can you blame me?
No. I would be. But it'll be fine. You'll do great.
Thank you. Where will you be?
Probably in the party.
Sorry.
In the crowd.
Sorry you can't come on stage with us. I wish you could.
It's okay. I will still be here, watching, keeping here with you, from over there.
Thanks. Means a lot.
You've got this, okay?
Thank you. He kind of stands up like he's going to come towards you, but stops himself, kind of brings his hands together instead, looks down.
I think Kieran, when stood up to get closer, he took a step back and was like, I should go. See if I can mingle. You've got this. It's what you've always been training for.
He nods a little bit, takes a deep breath, doesn't catch your eyes again. Looks like he wants to say something else, but doesn't. Just kind of nods and turns back to the prep he was doing before.
Kieran stalls before scurrying out, and then probably going to go make his way towards a way to get into the crowd and like mingle in there as if he was always there, and kind of pulls his hood up further over his head.
Awesome. Okay. Roll. Roll. I'm gonna say deception to kind of just like smoothly blend into the crowd.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. The 19, 22.
Okay. Yeah. Flawless.
Outstanding. Good
Deployed. Yeah. All right. I will say you are like kind of you kind of get through the crowd. I will say you have definitely probably witnessed the interaction between Nephus and Daniel and the elf at the buffet. So you have that bit of interesting drama you've just witnessed. And there's another band preparing to go on stage. Presumably the final performance before the event will begin. And you are now off in the crowd. Yes.
Would I have extra buffet passes probably? At least maybe one.
If not like buffet passes on hand, you would have plenty of money to be able to buy buffet passes, like easily.
If I saw the interaction with the like elf at the buffet, I think before he will try and go obtain one really like quietly, just pay for one or like get one,
Yeah. If you walk up to
pass.
like any of the attendants at any of these buffet tables, just like I'll
just
have a
like
buffet
pulls
pass,
clothes
just
back
quick.
a little bit, make eye contact, gets paid.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you're like exposing yourself a little bit, they're gonna give you one. You don't even have to pay.
Yeah.
You
just
can
like
try,
looks,
but
makes eye contact.
a knowing look, they're like, oh, okay.
Okay, of course. Here you go. Here's 7.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably what happened. Now you definitely have spares.
I have 20 buffet passes, cool. And
Awesome.
I would like to sneak over to not sneak over.
All right, then I will definitely. Are you trying to
head
like
back.
slip it to them without knowing, or are you gonna go over and like hand it to them?
I'll come over and hand it.
Okay. Okay.
Go back.
I will put you back. Yes. So, Art's character has just witnessed this little interaction that happened at the buffet table, and is now out in the crowd mingling with everyone else. Feel free to do what you just said you were gonna do, Art.
Yeah. It'll be coming up to say your character's name again, Ben, for me.
Nephus.
Nephus. You just see like this shorter little figure, mostly wrapped up in robes and hoods. Just like slowly approach a little too quietly, but come over and just kind of hold out a extra like buffet pass.
You know what? You know what? Art, give me an intimidation check. Because that was terrifying what you just described.
Yeah, I'm scared.
16.
Oh my god, that's
Do I have to
horrifying.
roll back, or am I?
No,
immediately
You want to be
intimidated?
scared by this?
You're just terrified.
That's the effect. That was pretty intimidating. What's happening here? How do you react, Nephus?
Doesn't say anything, just hold the buffet pass.
Nephus is definitely gonna kind of have a chill run down his spine, and his hands gonna start to shake a little bit, which is very unlike him, as he's known to have very steady hands. And he kind of he's gonna lean over and go, "Why?
You don't have one.
Oh,
You want to stuff, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much." And he's just gonna take it and just slide it into his pocket.
Just nods once, the hood just nods, and that's it.
This is scary. I'm a little scared.
Sorry, Nephra's gonna go, "That's rather kind of you, sir, ma'am. I'm not sure. Can I help you with anything in return? Or anything like that?"
Can I take the tiniest liberty of someone walks by, generally walks by, and little guy says, "You can stand just like you are," and I just go behind use them as a shield.
Oh no!
Not even holding on, I just stand behind them.
Art, this is the most terrifying character introduction I've ever heard in my life.
It wasn't my intent, but it's really funny.
It's giving
Oh my god.
like Hercule Poirot levels of little guy.
I feel like you're gonna skin me.
Nephus is gonna kind of turn a little bit red and go, oh, all right, and he's kind of standing. You know Aziraphale from Good Omens?
Mhm.
He's standing like that, like his hands, like Aziraphale usually does, with them clasped over his waist, and just kind of like, okay, this is quite. Oh, this is. Oh. Nervous fidgeting. Yes.
Daniel, are you still watching this happen? Or have you moved on from Nephris?
I think he's maybe still watching from the corner of his eye.
Okay, what's your reaction to everything? Oh, here, roll perception. Actually, all three of you roll perception for me.
Oh boy.
For a second, I thought that was a nat one, and I was gonna be real sad.
15.
9.
Okay.
7.
Okay. I will say, you are kind of just casually keeping an eye on the conversation. You don't notice anything suspicious about this interaction, per se. You're not really listening to what they're saying directly, Daniel, but the other two of you notice this, or kind of like side-eyeing you as you are having this interaction.
It's like, can I from like behind? I'm gonna feed into the bit now. Okay, I'll be nervous. From behind my little hiding spot, if I notice that we're being looked at, I just like make eye contact on accident for like a split second. You just see these big old blue eyes just stare at you for like way too moments too long, and it's weird. Before going like to hide.
Unsettling. Perfect.
Nephus is definitely like, as he does, because he's very non-confrontational. Is that a word?
Yeah, right?
He's
Non-confrontational?
that's a word. Yeah.
I'm very sure.
Non-confrontational.
Sorry.
Also, this guy is like 5'4", 5'3". He's little.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
He's a little guy.
Nephus is kind of like keeping an eye on Daniel, not really knowing his deal, still remembering what happened before, just kind of like cataloging it in the back of his brain, but not wanting to say anything. So, stood watching a little bit.
Perfect. So we have suspicious trio here going on, and then jumping
Suspicious
back
trio.
over
I like
to
the sound of
Rowan
it.
here.
Hi. I'm not involved in this.
Yeah, you
I'm
as that's
really
happening.
glad I'm not.
as that whatever just happened is happening. You are on stage. The music's starting to kick in. Give me, I'll say, 3 performance rolls just to cover the entire performance that we have going on here.
Okie dokie. I got a 19 for the first one.
Great
so
start.
plus-
Great start.
Wait, so plus I need to add modifiers. Sorry, I got a 24 on the first one.
I love bards. I love bards so much.
I got a 15 on the second one,
All right.
and I got a nat 20 on the last one.
This is the best
second nat 20
performance
of the
of your
game.
entire life.
So I
killing it.
I got a 24, a 15, and then a 25.
Okay. God, I would like to clarify, I started them out at level 1. That's just really good. At one point you are crowd surfing. That's how good this is.
Yes. Yes. Hell yeah.
The rest of the band can't keep up with you. This performance is the greatest you've ever given, and the entire kingdom is watching it. Yeah, I will say that, like, the suspicious trio out in the crowd, like you're, the weirdness of the conversation dies out, and you are just enthralled by this performance happening. You can see the projection above the stage. God, what a performance is happening here. And then as your band is beginning to finish, the sun is getting low in the sky, beginning to set. The lead of the band, Rolf, kind of does a final, like, thank you so much, have a great night, congrats, kind of, woo, mention at the end. and you guys head off the stage, and the entire crowd is starting to get very excited. There is an almost electric energy in the air, because what's next is the official ceremony. So yes, I have such detailed notes for this. Let me make sure I am on the right spot.
Am I gonna be backstage during this?
I will say you were very quickly shooed out of backstage
Okay,
by
yeah, that
kind of
sounds
guards.
There's about to be royalty in here.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
the fuck out.
Exactly. Which, considering there are so many people here, as as the royals are about to enter into the crowd, exit the gates, everything's beginning to happen. There is everyone roll Arcana for me.
Ooh.
Oh, this is my forte. Hold on.
Oh, I got a 7.
17.
17, 7.
Damn it.
19 plus 4, 23.
19 plus 4. All right, then Nephus. Well, hold on, Connor. What was your roll?
Sorry, I got an 18. I didn't realize I was
Okay.
muted.
Everyone who got the 7?
I did.
Okay, everyone except for Rowan.
Hey, I'm so focused. I just
yes.
had the best show
Yeah,
of my
You're
life. I'm not
understandable,
focusing on anything
understandable.
else.
Everyone except for Rowan knows what's about to happen. I will say that Nephris realizes just like a second before everyone else. There's a magic in the air. There is a anti-magic field that is about to be settled over everything within a mile radius of the stage. For the safety of the royals. It will deactivate any magical items, spells will not be able to cast. The gasp!
Oh god, oh no!
Uh-oh.
I give you a couple seconds. You can have one action before this happens. Are you doing anything with this action?
Oh. Okay. Are there any shadows near me? anything?
Any shadows? I mean, it's getting dark. The crowd is pretty thick, so you could get away from the people you were close to, but not out of the crowd in time. I guess you're kind of in the middle of a crowd.
Oh god, no! Oh shit.
I have so many questions all of a sudden.
I'm about to answer him if you don't make a decision here in a second, Ben.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay. How many guards can see me? And are like, is there anyone specific aside from the other part of the suspicious trio that are watching me specifically?
Roll insight for me.
Oh my god. 9 plus. I've got an 8.
An 8. I love that you started to say 9 plus.
And I was like, never mind. This is my one. My wisdom is a minus.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, there's no guards. There are a couple of obvious guards, like stepping up onto the stage or like around specific areas, but nobody near you.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the lovely small person behind me, and I'm just gonna go, I'm so sorry, I have to go. And I'm going to run toward the biggest crowd of people I can find and kind of like attempt to blend as I know what is about to happen.
Okay. Roll. I don't know what to roll. You're just trying to get out of here. I'll say stealth. Roll, or no, sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. Give me sleight of hand to get away quickly.
That's a 12.
Okay. All right. So, give you the folks who were just with Nephris notice that right before they can slip out of sight into a crowd, you notice that a tail that wasn't there a second ago kind of poofs out from behind them, and then they manage to just disappear. But everyone who in this little group of people that you have just busted into sees as your disguise drops completely. Would you like to describe what your character looks like now?
Yes, okay, so Nephus is a 5'10", 5'11" tiefling. Gorgeous little, relatively nicely sized horns. The first thing you notice when looking at this man is that he is surprisingly pretty. He's very tall and not necessarily built, but he seems to be very dexterous. He's like relatively tall and dressed as plainly as possible. He's got a very nice face. And he's got the main difference between his disguise that he's wearing before and what he looks like now is that his eyes are dark red, and his hair has completely changed, like its texture. It's now sort of more of a wavy, unkept, and it's tied at the base of his neck. He's well kept, but he's not. What's the word?
Scruffy?
He's not scruffy. He's well kept. He's not rich looking or in any way, though. He's just very simple looking. Yeah.
Okay.
Very pretty.
But very pretty. Important clarification. Okay. All right. So, as you've just kind of barged into this other crowd of people, they're like shocked to see that you just completely transform right in front of them. They kind of, none of them like recognize you or anything like that. Like I don't want to imply that, but that's extremely suspicious for an anti-magic field to drop and someone to immediately change. So yeah, they will like kind of like gasp as you like barged in between them and be like, "Whoa!" And then roll perception for me real quick.
Oh boy. Oh no. That's a 3.
Oh, I'm getting so many evil giggles in today. 3? Alright, you do not have any idea. You don't notice anything until a guard steps up behind you, just kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "I'm gonna have to ask you to come with me." He's not actively trying to restrain you. But his warning is clear, if you understand.
Okay. Nephus is kind of gonna do it, like, steal himself and go, "Oh, of course. So, I'm so sorry. Lead the way." He's gonna follow.
Okay. The crowd is so big, especially because people are just like flooding out of their houses to get into center town to see this. The closest place he can take you to like get out of way is the backstage of the what's the word I'm looking for? The backstage of the amphitheater. So he takes you backstage and kind of steers off in a different direction. I will have all 3 of the rest of you roll perception for me.
Boy.
16.
Nat 20.
Okay.
13.
Okay, yeah. I will say, Rowan, you are like heading out you are still around the backstage door at that point, so you will definitely notice them leading this tiefling in. Doesn't raise any alarm bells. The other 2 notice that the group that Nephros disappeared into, that a guard quickly like leads someone away. But that's all. You can assume it is Nephros, but you do not know for sure.
Dan is following. I feel like he was probably trying to follow Nephros in the first place the second he saw the disguise drop. But
Makes
is
sense.
now
All right.
absolutely searching, following the guard.
Okay. Say your character's name for me again, Art, please.
Kieran.
Kieran? Okay. Cool. Are you staying put, following?
I think Kieran's like looking, but is probably really focused on the stage.
Okay. All right. So, I will have you roll stealth to follow after this guard, Daniel.
Yep.
Huh. I don't even think you have to roll.
Oh.
Oh, what'd you get?
16.
Yeah, that's okay. He does not notice you. He's just focused on getting Nephus out of the crowd as quick as possible. So he doesn't notice. Are you trying to like slip backstage with them, or just going to
I
the
think
stage
so,
door?
yeah, probably slipping
Okay.
backstage with them if you can.
Okay. Roll stealth with disadvantage, please, because there are lots of guards. What? I'm getting a different set of dice. I don't like these dice. They're not treating me well.
Did you say with disadvantage?
With disadvantage, please.
5.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, wait, I have a modifier. 7.
Oh,
I know how to play D&D.
that made the difference. You
Oh, did it? Oh.
That literally, that's how badly both of these guards that I rolled for were.
Oh, thank God.
So glad you said that. So, we'll say the guards are like trying to clear the crowd away from the stage doors, so that they can get Nephis in. That the guard who's like, I have a suspicious person here. They're trying to get him in. You manage to slip in as the guards are focused on crowd control. You know what I mean? And I will also say there are a fair amount of these guards who are orcs, you notice. So that's to your benefit as well. But yeah, you manage to slip backstage and you see the guard taking Nephis into a like back hallway, farther away from the way that goes up onto the stage. Rowan, also roll perception for me on this one, real quick.
Wait, so they're taking me further from the stage?
Yes, they're just roll insight before I just spill my guts.
Yeah.
I'm really good at doing that.
I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, you're so good.
I am riding this high. I got a 5. I see nothing.
Yeah, no, you don't notice anything.
I
Okay,
see nothing. It's me and my guitar, man.
No thought.
Yeah, the
dropped
guards
off
are
the
the
desk
guards are
before
trying
we
to
were live.
clear the crowd away, and you're like, oh, okay, and then you walk away and you don't notice anything.
I've got a 14.
All right,
insight.
okay, that's enough. You can tell that they're not like, they still have not tried to restrain you. You haven't committed any crime. They are just, this is a very important day, and any suspicious activity they are supposed to take control of. So, dropping a disguise is suspicious enough for them to take you out of play for the remainder of the event, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Hold on. Let me make a small decision. Okay. Nephis is not going to try and escape yet.
Yet.
Oh, wait a bit.
Operative word
Yet.
is yet. Okay. Awesome. So basically, this area that they take you back into is just like what would normally be kind of like a dressing area, green room for the amphitheater, but has just been turned into like a holding room. There are a couple of other people who have been removed from the crowd in this room. And there are screens on the wall that kind of display what's happening on stage. So you're not missing out. You're just
Oh, cool, I can watch.
being detained for the time being. All right. Is there anything else anyone is specifically trying to do? Or can this ceremony commence? Okay, I'll take the silence as a no. I'm actually gonna stop this episode here for now. So I'm gonna say thank you so much for listening to the first episode of Cantripped. Come back for the next episode to witness the coronation and see what antics happen. Yay!
I'm convinced this man is gonna get assassinated. I'm so convinced.
I'm so scared for this.
There's been very little indication that could happen, but just having a prince for like the first time in like 300 years as the opening of your D&D campaign, this bitch is getting assassinated.
We shall see. We shall see.